Okay, hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dose of Nuru, and today I'm back with my second episode. But before that, I want to appreciate all the support from my first video. I do not take it for granted, like all of you subscribing, viewing, liking, commenting. I really liked interacting with you guys. So yeah, I really appreciate every single one of you. And today I'm excited for this second episode. I'm going to be talking about transforming our views regarding money and wealth, and also the misconceptions that surround it, because as you know, I am here to cause disruptive conversation among women. And not only women, I feel like the community at large, sometimes we can be shy to speak about certain topics, or we lack the right resources or knowledge, or even the right people to discuss these issues with. So yeah, I feel like that's why I created this whole channel, so that we could interact together. So today, if you have anything to add to this topic or discuss more, just leave a comment down below and I'll gladly answer with the right the knowledge that I already have. So yeah, today's topic was really encouraged or inspired by this book that I read a while back by Napoleon Hills, called Think and Grow Rich. Oh my god, that book was really awakening, I will say. If you find the time, or if you would like to read this book, I encourage you to do so, because I won't even cover half of what he said in that book, or even the depth he went to, but it's really educative. This is not a promotion video, but Napoleon, if you're watching this, I am open. So yeah, so let's go straight into it. So in the book, he has like this view where he says that our blueprint on money comes from how we were raised, like from a childhood era, in the community as well that we grew up in. And he gives an example of a household where you go to ask your mom for money, and they're like, no, I don't have it, just go ask your dad, he'll give you some. And you go to ask your dad, sure enough, he gives you that money. Already you start forming this perception that men are better managers of money than women. But is it true? Because women, we are the ones who give birth to these men, and it's still a man's world. What is nature? It's kind of sad. And then another example he gives out is when you find another household that you go to ask money to go to the movies or whatever, but always they do not have that kind of money to support your leisure activities. So automatically you grow up with a perception that there's scarcity of wealth, to serve certain types of engagement activities, or even go to certain places. And I find like this is really true. Coming from Africa, I have seen this a lot. My household, different households, it's just a narrative that we're selling out down there. But I will say that it is up to us, it's our own personal responsibility to educate ourselves more and to be ethical enough than the society that we grew up in. And I feel what could be better than educating ourselves on, mastering wealth. I feel like not a lot of people have done this, and it's a really good thing to do, because financial freedom, it's not only point of materialistic things, but also the mental freedom is that's really important. So I have a few points here that we could take with us. I will for one, and I have done a few studies about this, just my own personal life. So yeah, that's why I'm sharing it with you. So point number one, you have to be willing to give and receive money, because we know that money is energy, and the currency that we have, that's just the hard form of it. This comes down to our self-esteem and how you view yourself. Like, are you worthy of receiving this money, or of you know, having entitlement or ownership to this amount of wealth. We know that wealth is many things. Health is wealth, opportunities, that's wealth, you know, joy and happiness, that's wealth. Money is just another addition to that. So yeah, are you worthy of receiving these things? We'll find ourselves where sometimes we ask the universe, we ask God for a certain amount of money, but at the same time you're doubting yourself that if you'll ever get that money truly, or if you get it you'll spend it well, or it will be sufficient enough, or even what the community will think about you when you get that type of amount of money. I remember one time when I was getting my car, I was like super excited, and I'm, you know, driving it from the dealership, but I was like, what will they think about me now that I'm driving this car? They'll think like I'm super rich, and I had paid for this car. They think that I'm super rich, you know. Oh, and I parked my car in my boyfriend's house and continued using the modes of transport that I was using prior on getting that car. So already I'm passing a message to God, to the universe, that, you know, I'm not kind of ready for this amount of blessings, and that is like really wrong. So yeah, you should be open on how you receive that money. If you're asking for 50,000, you know, and you prayed for it today, and tomorrow you find 50 shillings lying around somewhere, or in your trouser you didn't wear for a very long time, and you're like, 50 bob, and discredit that amount, that was just part of the 50,000 that you're asking for. So yeah, you should be, my phone was running low, you should be open on how you're going to receive that amount of money. We have this thing called a buyer's grudge, where it's the end of the month, or your paycheck is here, and you're supposed to pay back tax. We know KRA, you're supposed to pay back tax, or pay your insurance, mortgage, pay your children's school fees or your own school fees, but you have this heart that's really complaining, you know, or it's kind of 50-50, or, you know, you are giving it with hard-headed, you know. It shouldn't be that way, because, you know, money hears, you know, it's energy. Let me tell you another thing. Man is the servant, we are the masters, you know. It's just how, like, you'll be sending out a servant and be like, go serve in Nani's house, I'll need you back in this and this day. Similar thing. So when you're giving this money, you should release it from a point of purity, good intentions, joy and happiness, and actually just bless it on the way out. And you're like, tax, I know, you know, it's not easy buying this car, you know, it's expensive to own a car, own a house, to go to school. So it's an accomplishment, for a matter of fact. So you should be really happy to give it back, and just hope that it will find a way to get, you know, to come back to you. Another point is you should take full responsibility. That means you should shift your focus from thinking negative things to thinking positive things. And this is encouraged in many ways. You can read more books to educate yourself on how this works. Awakening the Giant Within by Robert someone, it's also a really good book. You should listen to music that raises your vibration, you know, pump it up in the car, whatever, when you're walking, you know, just, you know, to affirm yourself that, you know, a great opportunity, success, I embody the energy of, you know, of wealth that's coming to me, and I receive it. You know, those kind of things are really encouraged. You should surround yourself with people who would really push you to become better, you know, and also people who have, you know, a good mindset, you know, that they are sure that they'll become people in the near future, you know. So those kind of things are good. So shift your focus. You'll find that people who always think about negative things, bad things always come to them, always. And it's the opposite is true. People who always think about good things have good vibes, you know, good energy. Also, good things follow them. So that much is true. And let me take this so that I can remind myself about some other points. You should be clear on where you are as a person, who you are as a person, for that matter. Leave the titles, you know, being a mother or being a CEO, but it's who, your sole purpose. Like when you walk into the room, what type of message are you bringing? Are you bringing gratitude? Are you bringing joy? You know, your presence, you know, what does it bring to the table?
Because as men, it doesn't matter what we bring to the table. Like, we built that table.
Yeah, bring to the room. So your identity, it's like really important because that narrows down to your worth, you see. And then you should set goals. Setting goals, it's very important because this way you can keep your eye on the prize and also just focus on it. If it's writing down, I really encourage writing down because we are told in Habakkuk 2:2, yep, write down your vision on a plain paper, although it may take time to for them to pass, but eventually they will come true. I believe that writing down is a form of manifestation and it's really powerful. Just write them down, do not doubt them. You can just write them down, just let them out and close the book and never look at it again. Give it a month, 3 months, a year. Come back to that book. You'll find that even if not all of them have passed by, but you'll find surely like 2, 3, or 4 have passed. And mastering, it's a really important tool. So yeah, do not lose focus on what your goal is or what you're aiming for, and who you are as a person or what you are evolving to become. And number 5, I will say identify your inner blocks. This is like what your fears are, what you're guilty about, if it's depression, if it's a grudge that you're holding, what's really keeping you back from tapping into that good positive energy, to that energy of abundance, of great wealth. That's like really important. We find that our inner child, that really harms us as human beings. You should cater to that person because you'll find when you were a child, there were a lot of things that were told to you, said about you, that were projected to you, that you find that you're holding on to those beliefs that do not serve you. For example, you'll find a teacher who told you you'll never accumulate to anything, and you're holding to that belief, or your parents, or your whatever. It can be close people, it can be people that you never knew, But at the end of the day, if you're holding on to this belief, you'll find yourself that you keep creating these situations that reinforce that belief or affirm that situation. So you should notice what those things that don't serve you are and try and change them for the better. Just let go of them. If they told you won't amount to anything, look at where you are now, even if it's kind of a struggle, but you're somewhere heading, some better place. I will say another point is clear the clutter. Yep, make room for other things to come in, like make a void. You can clear your closet or your garage, of the things that you don't use, and give them away, even if it's something that you really like. Sometimes just give it away, make room for a better thing to come in, and also it feels like really nice. Let me tell you, coming from an African household, parents have this thing of keeping cups for the visitors. While during normal days, you use other cups that look, but when the visitors come in, there's this like really exclusive, really nice looking cups. Why are you keeping it? You should use them, make room for even better things to come in. So yeah, make a void. Have a heart of giving. As I said, you should be ready to give and receive. Another thing is forgive. Do not hold a grudge. And it's not a must that you call that person who whatever 5 years ago and be like, hey, you remember 5 years ago you wronged me, I forgive you. No, you should make it be between you and God, you and the universe, or just between you, and be like, what, I let go of that person or that situation that has been hurting me. Forgiving, it's not about that other person, it's more about you, and just letting go and having a pure heart, because grudges do not serve us in the long run. And the last point I will say, it's express gratitude. This is like really key. You should, even if it's something small, something big, just say that you're really grateful for it, treasure it, and by this you'll find that you will keep attracting more things. Because can you imagine a situation where a father keeps buying buys a gift for the children, and they're like, here it goes, this nice pair of shoe, and the child is like, oh my god, thank you dad, I really treasure it. And the child keeps on telling everyone, my dad got me a shoe, takes care of the shoe, polishes it, wipes the dirt off. The father is like really proud, and by this you give them a heart, and take them to a place of where they want to get you more things. It's the same to the universe and God. Just show gratitude, express that you are worthy of receiving that item, and also make a purpose of increasing it. Like I'm quite the preacher today. In the Bible, there's this story of these three servants who were given money, and two of them increased it, but one of them kept it. But the owner was really mad to the one who hid the money. His excuse was, you're not worthy of me working hard to make it more. But to more, those who really doubled their income, more was given to them. It's the same thing, with the universe and the principles of, of money and giving and wealth. There's more to where that which you have comes from. So that's all I will say. And just remember, in Proverbs 23:7 it says, as man thinks, so he becomes. So you should really aim at changing your thought process and also feeding your subconscious mind with positive things. And yes, that's all I had to say today about money and wealth. I hope you really enjoy this episode. To be honest, I took like 48 trials to get to this one final take. This is it. I don't think I'll be going to do any other one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything to add or to say, just leave it down on the comments below. I'll be sure to reply. Keep the conversation going. Thank you for joining my TED Talk.